Hi friends, Chad Husted with TeamQuadzilla.com here to share a mental fitness thought of the day because we know that healthy living starts between your ears. This is part 2 of our series on food because getting nutrition right is absolutely an exercise of mental fitness first. And most of us are pretty bad at it, right? You may recall in part 1, I shared some tips to improve the greatest bang for your buck healthy eating habit, drinking enough water. The topic today is ingredients. What I'll share is so simple that you'll wonder why you hadn't heard about this before. The first time I heard about ingredients, I thought, duh, and then proceeded to confess how bad I was at actually doing it well. So here's the question. What should you eat? And the answer, real food, plants and animals. Did you just say, duh? Listen, most packaged food is highly processed in a factory, so most of the nutritional value is lost and replaced with artificial chemical fillers and substitutes that your body just doesn't recognize and can't really use. Such foods become pass-through, if you know what I mean. So the next low-hanging fruit in our quest to eat right is to be educated about food labels. Just remember, ingredients is king. Say it with me, ingredients is king. The fewer ingredients on the list usually means the more real and natural the food is. Ever read the ingredients list on a frozen dinner? It's a mile long and you can't pronounce, let alone identify many of the ingredients on the list. That is no bueno. I hear you saying, but I don't eat frozen dinners or junk like that. Well, great. Do you eat cereal or granola bars or packaged pasta kits or Pop-Tarts? What about powdered protein or energy supplements? Have you ever read the ingredients list on those? Well, it's eye-opening. The truth is, most packaged food products have ingredients that do not support healthy eating and could actually keep your body from functioning optimally. Fortunately, there are increasingly more packaged foods available with only real food ingredients. So I'm not saying that you can't eat anything from a box, but what I am saying is that you should be reading the ingredients list before the nutrition label. We have been conditioned that high carbs is bad, protein is good, and food manufacturers are expert at creating packaging to convince you that their product is healthy. Newsflash, packaging that says low fat, low carb, high protein, gluten-free, sugar-free, low calorie, etc. does not mean the product is good for you. You need to read the ingredient list to see what's in it. For example, based only on the nutrition label, one could easily conclude that a Reese's peanut butter cup is healthier than a raw apple because the apple is higher in carbs and sugars and lower in protein compared to the peanut butter cup. But we know that an apple is a healthy option, whereas the peanut butter cup is a candy or a junk food. Now, if you only had the ingredient label to make your choice, this would be much easier, right? Everyone knows what's in an apple and that it's healthy. But do you know why there is non-fat milk and milk fat listed in the peanut butter cup? Or how about PGPR or TBHQ? If someone gave you a pill that said TBHQ, would you eat it? Exactly. This is why it's so important to read the ingredient list on your foods. You will dramatically improve your food choices for snacks or otherwise when you choose according to the ingredient list over the nutrition label. Consider this, when reading an ingredient list, ask yourself if you know what it is and if you could find it as a standalone product in the grocery store. If you can't identify the ingredient as a food, then you know that the product is not really healthy and it could be harmful to your body. Now, I'm not so Nazi about this that I never eat anything without some chemical preservative or corn syrup, but I am mindful of it and I choose to minimize such choices as much as possible, and I believe that I'm healthier for it. So your action step is to look through the pantry and read the labels. If you aren't sure what you're reading, it's likely not good for you. Seek alternatives for next week's grocery run. Here's an example from my journey. Snack bars. The Quaker bar has fewer calories, carbs, and sugars than this peanut butter cookie Lara bar. But the Lara bar has only 3 ingredients: dates, peanuts, salt. The Quaker bar has several different chemical sugars and 34 ingredients. And I'm 100% confident that my body will respond better to the Lara bar over the Quaker bar any day of the week. So I hope that helps. Thanks everybody for watching your Team Quadzilla Mental Fitness Thought of the Day.